Hi, this is Marek from Tryb Solo, and today I'd like to show you a game called Gutenberg. It's a game released by Granna. This is a game where you are a owner of a medieval printing house and you try to print books, make them pretty, earn money, earn fame and victory points. You will be able to modify your printing house to make it more efficient and more advanced. You will also be able to gain benefits from different patrons. So it's a Euro game, a very beautiful Euro game. You can probably see it from the cover. We'll do an unboxing in a second and you will see all the components. They are awesome and fantastic. You have wooden letters and cards that look like taken from medieval times, like old style. Really cool. This is a game for 1 to 4 players from age 10 plus, and according to the box the gameplay takes 60 to 120 minutes, and I think it's very accurate. You will probably not play it longer than 2 hours. This game was produced here in Poland. It's a game from Polish authors, and what they say on the box, the game doesn't use any plastic components, so it's very eco-friendly. You have only wood and cardboard, but you will see it in a second. Okay, so let's do the unboxing and then we will go come back here and we will do a summary. I will tell you what I think about Gutenberg, and I will tell you more about the solo mode because it's from 1 to 4 players, so you can obviously play it solo. So let's do the unboxing. Okay, so this is the front cover of Gutenberg. It looks really awesome. The artwork is fantastic, as I already said before. You get 2 rule books, one in Polish, the second rule book is in English, because the game is mostly language independent. The rulebook has 24 pages, but you have a lot of examples. It's very easy to learn how to play. Everything is well explained. And another great thing in the rulebook is that you have some historical facts about the origin of printing. You get biographies of different characters. So you can really learn something from this rulebook. It's not just plain rules. So this is cool because it has some educational aspect in it. I like games like this. It reminds me a little of Genotype, where you could also learn how genes work. This is the player board, and the player board is double-sided. This is the side of the board for 3 to 4 players. You just have more spaces on the board for different things, and as you can see, the second side of the game board has less space. It's for 1 to 2 players. So it's cool. It depends how many players you have. You can use a specific side of the game board. And the art is, again, really cool. You can see all the leaves and, old drawings. Very nice. Here we have player boards. You have 4 of them. Here you can track different statistics of your printing house. Here is the spot for the gears that you can acquire that give you special bonus actions, and here you can track bonuses that you can gain from these tracks. Here we have some of the gears. This one are used if you play with more players. And here are the basic ones, and you can get the gears during the game. When you get one of them, this is a cool mechanics. You add it like this, and this is the bonus action that you can take. If you get another gear during the game, you can add it to your board like this. So now you have 2 actions that you can take, but every round you have to rotate it. So the action changes here, and on every gear that you have on your player board. So it's a really cool idea to get bonus actions. I really like that the boards are like cut. So if you put trackers in it and you move the player board it doesn't get, you know, messy. So it's really nice. Here we also have the initiative board. Every player gets one, and you use this to set initiative for different actions, and depending on it, different players can take the actions before other players. So the more initiative trackers you have, the bigger chances that you will be able to take a specific action as the first person, so you will have a bigger offer on the main board. And every player gets a screen like this, so you set the initiative secretly, but also on this on the screen you have sequence of play, description of every icons that you can see in the game. So this is cool, like a help sheet for players. Really nice idea. What do we have next? Next we have some ink droplets that look like this, and you use them to fulfill orders and to score victory points. So they are in a nice bag that looks like an old bag. Really cool. And the last thing, but very fun one, are the 6 boxes, because the game doesn't use any plastic. You don't have any plastic insert or some, you know, no plastic zip bags. They added 6 boxes for you to store different components, and this is really nice, because every box has some image here that shows you what to store in every box. So this one is, for example, for cards. We have the Automa cards here, cards from the patrons that you can get for additional points, cards for, you know, improvements for your player board. You have another box with the rest of the cards. The cards have some funny shape. If you like to sleeve your cards, I'm not sure if you will be able to find sleeves for it. And every order contains two types of cards. One type of card is this, and it tells you which fonts you need to complete the order, and you get a specific number of gold. And the second part of the order is a card that will give you victory points, shown here. Here you need specific ink droplets, and here you need specific statistic of your printing house. And here is the bonus that you get if you complete 2 of this sides of this card. So every order is like this. And you have to complete the top section with the fonts, but the bottom doesn't have to be completed. If you complete it, you get more points. So here we have a lot of cards, and you know, combine them as you wish. So it's up to you how the orders will look like. Here we have some wooden tokens and trackers for all the players in 4 different colors. Here we have the cardboard coins for gold. If you have a metal one, you can use them instead, but these are, you know, cool cardboard coins. Here we have the first player token, and also some characters that you can use in the game. Apart from different, you know, images, they all have some special abilities that are described in the rulebook. This is like the more advanced variant of the game, so if you want to make your game more advanced, you can use specific characters, and they give you some special abilities. And the last thing in the box are the fantastic and great looking wooden fonts that really look like an old, you know, something that was found in an old medieval printing house. Really nice. They are made from wood, and you use them to fulfill different orders, and you have quite a lot of them, so they are really awesome. So here are all the components, and now let's do the summary. Okay, let's wrap it up. You have seen all the components, you know how the game looks like, so now I can tell you what I think about this game and how does it play. The game is really fun, and I have to say it again, it looks amazing. even though it's a dry Euro game, because you mostly have to score points and do everything to get most points and money, you don't have any story in this game. The visual aspect of this game, the look of the components, of the game board, of the cards, really helps to get into the theme of ancient medieval printing house. So great art and great looking components. What was surprising for me is that this game is not as heavy and complicated as it looks at the first glance, because when I've seen the components, when I've seen the rule book and the box, I was thinking that this is like a more complex Euro game where you have to play for 3 hours and think a lot, and your brain will melt during the game. It's not that complicated. I can even say it's quite easy, because you have 5 actions in this game, and the game takes place in 6 rounds, and every round you are doing the same actions. There's this fun mechanism of bidding, when at the start of every round you take your initiative markers and you have to decide which action is most important for you, and set the initiative to the highest for this action. Maybe there are actions you don't want to take, and then all the players reveal their action boards, and you can see who can take specific elements from the board first. So if you are betting less initiative, you might not be able to take the orders and the gears from the board that you wanted to. This is a fun mechanics, but the game is very simple and it's easy to explain it to new players, and I think it's a great, you can even say, gateway game for Euro games. So if you have friends that are not really into Euro game, or someone who doesn't play a lot complex games, this is a great game to show it to this person, because it's good looking and the rules are very easy to learn. But it's also cool that you have different actions, and you have this gears that you can add to your player board, and you rotate the gears every round, and they give you different benefits and different actions, but you have to think how to put the gears on the board. So it allows more strategy and some thinking. So it's not like a straightforward game that you just do your actions and score points. What about the solo mode? The solo mode is here. You play against not really an automa. You can say it's an automa, but it doesn't score any points. The automa uses a deck of cards, and every round you reveal one card. It tells you which how the automa sets its initiative, and then according to the initiative, automa takes different resources and components from the game board. So it's like messes with your plans, and because of this, you sometimes will not be able to take the component that you wanted to take. So it's the solo mode is similar to Praga Caput Regni, for example, where you also had automa, but the main purpose for automa was to reserve different spots on the game board and take some actions, so you couldn't take them, but you play for points here. So it's a type of beat your own score type of game. And I wish there would be an automa here, because I prefer to play against an opponent that can also score points, and I would prefer to be able to lose this game, and not only calculate my victory points and compare it to the table in the rulebook. But on the other hand, it's good that there is a type of opponent that messes with your plans, and it's not just like playing it alone and scoring points. Also, because they don't use any plastic in this game, there is also a second deck of cards for automa with 4 cards, numbers from 1 to 4, and the deck of cards tells you which resource the automa takes from the game board. It's a little annoying to use this deck of cards, And if you have a four-sided dice d4, I recommend using it instead. They didn't include dice here because they don't use plastic. Maybe they could have used wooden die, but if you have d4 dice, use it instead, because it's easier to just roll a dice every action and take a specific resource than to take a card, take corresponding resource, then shuffle the 4 cards again and take another card. But just like a small con for me. To sum it up, I recommend Gutenberg if you're looking for a lighter Euro game, but still fun and great looking. And if you have someone that you want to play with, but the person is not that experienced, this is also a great game to show Euro games to new players. Also, nice thing is that this game is manufactured here locally in Poland, so in Europe. They didn't manufacture it in China, and for this, publisher, it's great because I've seen some movies on their Facebook profile where they are printing more and more games depending on the demand. People are crazy about this game. It was a hit in the Essen board game fair. And they can produce more and more copies of this game, even probably now when you are watching this video. So it's cool because they don't have to wait for production in China, and they don't have to wait for bringing the games from China on ships here to Europe. They can produce more copies here. So it's fun because they have a printing house where they print and produce game about printing house. So it's like Inception. Okay, if you like this video, you can subscribe to my channel. You can click the like button if you like it, and visit my Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. I will leave links in the description. And that's it. See you next time. Bye bye.